welcome back to Soaring Soul. It has been quite a little while since I've posted and done card readings on here, or any lengthy kind of card readings, so life tends to get in the way. So welcome back to me. Welcome back to you if you have viewed other videos, and welcome if you're here for the first time. Thank you for joining. So I have chosen, this is a pick a card reading. You can pick more than one, or you can be guided by the crystal, whatever works for you. I have chosen 3 cards from the Fairy Oracle for you to choose from. I will write the full name of all decks used in the link below. So take a moment to have a look at your cards. I will hold them up so you can see them closer, along with your crystal, so you can make a decision if you need to see the detail. So the first one is, protection. And this is your crystal. The next one is light. Sorry, now I have to get this right. The next one is light. And this is your crystal. And next is motivation. Sorry. And this is your crystal. So take a moment to choose whatever resonates with you, whether it's the card, whether it's the crystal, whether it's both. Use your intuition to pick. And the timestamps will be in the description box. Our timestamps will be below, so you can go straight to whichever reading you've picked. Reading 1, reading 2, reading 3. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the protection card. Hope you can still see that one. I've placed it back down. So these decks have already been shuffled. So I am going to pick how I'm felt guided. I think 3 from each deck. I actually feel like shuffling this one. However many we have there is for you. That's 3. And I've shuffled again. Obviously, I felt inclined to shuffle. There's your 3 from that deck. I might just choose a couple more from the tea leaf deck. Okay, this is standing out. This one's to come. I'm really drawn to this little purple one stuck in here. And the other one that wanted to come with it. Okay, I'll set the decks aside. We may, such a slippy little deck. That one wants to stay. We may draw further cards for more clarity. Let's see what we get. Okay, we'll start with your tea leaves. First one is fruit, disappointment in a friend or lover. The next one is coins, money will be coming to you, always nice to hear. A bird flying, news is on the way. If I put another one down there where you see it, you won't. Bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. Well, that's good news. August is a significant month. Sorry. Quill, get back to basics. And goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Good news, because that, you see that? Yep, that ties in with money will be coming to you. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards hold. The last ones are tarots, but with description. I am not a fully fledged tarot reader. Release your blocks. Take inspired action. Can you still see? Yeah. And practice gratitude. Oh, I instantly feel like that's what's going to help you release your blocks. This came out inverse. Maybe they'll all be inverse. So untethered, disconnected, vulnerable, unaware. I think that's a little bit how you're feeling. Communication, accuracy, expression, intimacy, and honesty. I really feel like the honesty is with yourself. And missed opportunities, unmotivated, stubborn, lack. That's come out in the reverse. This is really the only deck that I read reverse cards in because it's designed that way. How are we doing for space? No, we're pretty much out of space. Okay, we might just need to slide these up a little. I need to get my card because I've moved desks since the last time I read, so I haven't got it quite right. Okay, and in the Angel Wisdom Tarot, again, I'm not a fully fledged tarot reader. I'm still studying, but these ones have descriptions on. So conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away. You see that? Yeah. A windfall of abundance, wise counsel, or good fortune, which ties in with these, but that came out in inverse, so let's feel into that and listen to your intuition. Pay attention to signs from the divine, unnecessary worry. Okay, let's have a look. I'll remember this one is the abundance. Okay, I'm going to feel into the cards here. I think you chose the protection card, whilst a lot of you felt like you were drawn to the pretty colours and the multiple figures. I think you were drawn to the protection card because you're feeling like you need to protect yourself. And I'm not entirely sure that feeling, in the way you're feeling it, is warranted. Although I know we're always supposed to protect ourselves, and you know, when you are into these kind of practices, people are always going on about protecting yourself, which is true, it's really important, but I don't think that's the way you're feeling it. I think you are feeling like other people in your life are out to do you harm, and that is where you're getting this feeling, the need to protect yourself from. And I've just been drawn to the disappointment in a friend or a lover. I think that's very significant in this feeling of protection. I do think you need to perhaps just sit back a little and think it is just a disappointment in this individual. It is not that they have set out to harm you in any way or are intending to harm you. I think they're just not potentially who you thought they were in the situation. That's made you feel disappointment, and with the disappointment and that negative feeling that brings, you're feeling like there's more of a threat than there is. I don't necessarily feel like there's a threat. I think this person is just prioritizing themselves in the situation. That's very much what I'm feeling like here. Successfully overcoming a problem and getting back to basics. Releasing your blocks. I think you are wanting to move forward in some part of your life. I think this relationship has been a distraction, or whatever happened in this relationship has been a distraction. And I think, so here we go. I've just realized why this card came out. Oh, it didn't. I've just looked at this card and read the word block. And the word block is not here. It's not actually written on this card, but when I looked a second ago, I was sure that's what I saw. So actually, we've got release your blocks here. And this card came out inverted, I'm feeling, because you are creating a block yourself. This financial abundance is wanting to come into you. Where did we have abundance? We had money coming to you. We had an increase in material wealth. Oh, here we had a windfall of abundance. I feel like it's ready and waiting to come to you, but I think you need to do a little bit of work to release the blocks that you're putting up to that coming. That sounds really accusatory on yourself. That's not the intention here. But often we are our greatest saboteurs ourselves, just in our thought patterns. I think it's some of your thought patterns here that are doing you a little bit of a disservice. And you're unaware of that. So this vulnerability, I think, comes from that relationship, but you're unaware that your own thought processes are what's currently sabotaging you. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that it's not because of an experience or past experience that your thought processes have become that way. It usually is, the vast majority of the time. but I've just been drawn to get back to basics and practicing gratitude. I think you need a slight shift in your mindset, and I think it's based on practicing gratitude. I've actually just started using it's called the 5-minute journal. I can't remember who it's by, but it is the original, the 5-minute journal, 5 written in letters, not in as a number. It's very simple cover, just with white writing on it. That's it, plain fabric journal with white writing. You can get the color. It comes in different color fabrics, but it is just white ornate writing, the 5-minute journal, small in the middle. I think that would be really, really good for you. I've never been a one for journaling. I know in the spiritual community they're like, oh, journal. It's never really been for me. So I've started using this, and it's fantastic. I love it because every morning and every evening it just focuses you on mostly positive things. There is a room for reflection in the evening, but I think that would be a real benefit to you. So every day you wake up, you focus on what you're grateful for. 3 things can be the simplest of things: what could make today great, and what your affirmation is for the day. And again, because it's every day, you can change it every day. You don't have to, some of us spend an awful lot of time putting real consideration into affirmations and getting them just right. And that is important if it's the same mantra that you're going to use over and over and over and over and over again to manifest something. What this does is it just shifts your mindset. And I think it would be a really top tip for you. I have no affiliation with that journal. This is not a paid advertisement. Although if they wanted to pay me to promote them, I absolutely would, because I think it's a fantastic tool. And again, I was allergic journaling, but I'm really enjoying this, and I'm doing it consistently, and I have a big problem with consistency. Generally, that's something that I'm working on. Anyhow, so I think, yes, there's been some past experiences, one quite recent. I actually think even your past experiences, your mindset is what's making you view this disappointment with this friend or lover as something more treacherous than it is. Okay, so I really think you need to kind of work on practicing a bit of gratitude and changing your mindset just to slightly more positive. Release these blocks that's stopping this abundance from flowing in. It's there and it wants to come to you. It's come up 3 times in your reading, and this came up inverted, and I incorrectly read the word block on this card. It's not there, because that's the message for you. You're blocking it. So do a little bit of work focusing on the positive. Okay, so here I'm drawn to this again. Walk away from drama unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. I think that's what we're feeling here. There's less drama here than what you think there is. This is just somebody doing their own thing. Yes, that's disappointing, but there is more. You're seeing more drama here than there is. Just let that situation go. I think it'll probably resolve itself quite nicely, actually, if you stop giving it the negative energy. Oh, there's a message for me in that too. I've just felt that deeply. If you stop giving it the negative energy, sending negative energy towards it, just let that go. Let that go. This does say unnecessary worry, let go of your fears. Revelations that will make everything clear. The moon, so that's one of the major arcana. I think all of that is just tuning in to what this reading is telling you. Listen to your intuition. You might not want to hear some of what's been said here, because it does put a lot of the onus back on you, and a lot of us, all of us at some point usually, are a little bit, it's not really what we want to hear. We don't ever really want to hear that maybe we're reading a situation, we're giving more drama to a situation than it merits. It's the way that we're choosing to look at it, that we're causing our own blocks. Of course I want my life to be abundant. Of course I want financial success. Of course I want things to come in. I'm not causing a block, but actually we can be really reluctant to see it's some of our thought processes that's creating that block. And that's what this card is telling you. Listen to your intuition. You know that the reading has got merit if you really listen in. Instead of choosing, this is how I choose to look at these things. I was quite ill a few years ago, and I stepped back and I wanted to look at, okay, well, how did I create an environment for that illness? It's not saying people wish illnesses on themselves, bring illnesses. It's just, okay, well, how did I create an environment that could thrive in, and took action based on that. And I'm going down a tangent here, but my point being, rather than looking at it accusing yourself, this is accusing me of, causing issues and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. What this message is doing is empowering you. It is telling you and reminding you that you have the ability, that the power is in your hands to completely shift that situation, to change how you're looking at this, to change your mindset to a slightly, to more positive mindset so you can attract in this abundance. It is not saying that you're doing wrong and the bad things that are happening to you are because you're making them happen. That's not the message. The message is there's little tweaks that you can make. We all have autonomy and we all have more power in our own lives than we realize. And you can take control of that with a few very simple little steps and watch the abundance that is just sitting here ready and waiting on the cusp of coming in. Open up and let it in. That has been your reading. I hope it resonated. Please like, please comment, and really please follow because it really, really helps. Thank you so much. See you next time. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the light card and this beautiful green crystal, of which the name escapes me, but I don't pretend to be an expert in crystals. I just feel their energy. So I'm going to do a quick reading for you today. A little quick shuffle. My intention is to pick 3 cards from each of these decks. There's your 3, but we may revisit them and choose a couple more, or we'll see what comes out. Oh, that one definitely wants to come. This one, I don't quite have my setup at my new office exactly as I want to have it, so I'm probably struggling for a little bit of space here, but never mind. There's not quite the space for 3 cards in a row, but we're going to roll with it anyway because I have procrastinated and stopped posting. Oh god, they really want to come. I'll put them on the top. Stopped posting because of technicalities and trying to get things perfect and videos perfect, and it's just held me back. So we are not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to get on with it. Sometimes it'll be a little bit rough and ready, but hey, that is okay. Right, and tea leaves. This little fella here. There we go. There's your tea leaves. That's what I wanted to come out. Okay, we might revisit them. I'm going to keep him because he hung around. We'll see. Okay. Lion, time to act. Can you see him? Can you? Can I see him? Where is he? There, okay. Lion, time to act. Victory in some endeavor. V, very good. Getting together with friends. Dogs. Grapes, time to go out and have fun. Seahorse, family matters. Temptation will test you. Spear, sorry, that's apple. Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. And axe, forces working against you. Okay, quite a lot of tea leaves there, more than I intended. So let's see how this ties in with what the oracle cards have to say. The last deck is a tarot deck. So push through any insecurity. Oops. Stand up and lead. Keep your heart open. Hang on, that come out in the inverse. I do read this in the inverse. Deserted, alone, neglected, discouraged. The reason I read this deck in the inverse and only this deck, I don't really deal with inverse cards, is because they're designed that way. Anxiety. I think you probably won't see the end of that, will you? Anyway, you've got to make it work. Anxiety, unexpected, distracted, resistant, quitting, obsession, depression, sloppy, seeds planted, seeds well planted, efforts or investments. Oh, okay, this makes me feel good. Transformation. Okay, I'm starting to understand this reading. I'm going to leave that there. Gosh, loads of cards. I don't know the ring. Love and compassion, psychic and self-sacrificing. I'm definitely starting to get the feeling of what this reading is about. I'm sorry, some of these won't be in the image. Can I make more space? Sorry, I need to work this out for the next reading. I'm going to keep these 3 aside and we're going to use these for more clarity. Push through any insecurity. Okay, I'm going to put this here. All right. Woo! loads of energy happening, and I feel like you are definitely going through a tough time. So the transformation card came out to help me understand a lot of the inversed cards here and a lot of the feelings. So I think that there is a massive transition happening in your life. I feel like for a lot of you, the Family Matters card came up. So I feel like for a lot of you, it is some family issues that have thrown up some tensions, thrown up some feelings, just really negative feelings for you. I'm sorry. Deserted, alone, neglected, discouraged. I'm not sure. It's feeling like the family network, the family that support that is around you was always a little bit fragile. And I don't think that's because of you. I just think that some of the individuals that are supposed to provide you with deep-rooted and unwavering support maybe have been dealing with some of their own things. I'm hearing in my ear, don't take it personally. It's not because you're not worthy. It's not because you're not enough. It's none of those things. They've just been dealing with their own challenges, probably for most of their lives, and that's carried forward from their childhood, potentially past lives too. They're dealing with their own thing. I'm really being pulled to the thought process that actually we do choose the family that we come into before we enter this life, for whatever learnings it is we're here to learn. Getting together with friends, I really think this is the family that you choose for yourself. That's what that cliche, not cliche, that little saying, which probably is a cliche, has just popped into my head. Friends are the family we choose for ourselves. I think that's where your greatest support network is. Heartache over what you no longer have and the forces working against you. Again, it feels like this is all down to your family issue. Oh, it feels heavy. It feels heavy. And you'll want to, you really need to try and break free. I think you really need, I'm not saying, these readings are for entertainment purposes or for a little bit of guidance. I'm not saying that you should break free entirely of your family. You listen to your intuition and do whatever it is you need to do there. But I do think it's time to decide for yourself that you're worthy of a good, solid, supportive network. And I think you're going to find that in your friend network. That's where I think it's going to come from. And I think it really is time to, I can't find the right words. I keep wanting, so this time to act card is really drawing me in relation to this family issue. I think it's time for you to take a different stance. I think it's time for you to just accept those people for who they are, although it's hard. Just accept them for who they are, and who they are is nothing to do with you. As in, it's not your fault. They are who they are. Their abilities are their abilities. The way they do things are the way they do things, and none of that is your fault, although you have been severely impacted by it. And the temptation will test you. That it's your family. So we always feel the need to be drawn back, pulled back into our families. We always do. And that's going to test you. And I'm not saying don't ever have anything to do with your family again. That's entirely up to you. You really got to feel into your intuition for that. But I've just got this really overwhelming feeling that this situation is completely dominating your life. It's completely dominating your life. Time to act, step up and lead. The anxiety, the resistant, the distracted. I think that's all in this feeling. Again, I'm led to the depression word on this card. I'm not saying that you're clinically depressed. I don't know if that's up to you, that you've been diagnosed with depression, but I definitely think they're the type of feelings that this family situation is bringing up for you. I do think you have a nice network in your friends. I think that's what the Seeds Well Planted is all about. Efforts for investments that will be rewarded in the future. I think you're a good friend. I think you almost give to your friendships what your family haven't given to you, and that will be rewarded. This is where your support network lies. And I feel like caring for others but forgetting to care for yourself. trust your intuition. A deep love of family and friends, follow your heart. So again, what's tying you to this family situation is the deep love that you have for your family. And that's not misplaced love. But I think the message here definitely, I think, is to just be a little bit more removed, understand that what's going on with them is not about you. Your support network will come from your friends. You can't will them or wish them, your family members, into being what you want them to be. You just can't. We can manifest stuff for ourselves, but we can't manifest other people into what we want them to be, sadly. So that's what your message is here. And I think this is a big, I just felt like plug. I feel like it's a big block for you at the minute. And I feel like once you reshuffle this situation, reshuffle the order of importance in your mind in this situation, things will start to flow. But I think this issue is such a big issue right now that, you know, you're in that kind of period of transformation. I'm not seeing much of what's beyond it, other than I do think better things will lie ahead. The situation is going to improve. Your feelings are going to improve. Keep your heart open. You are, it was here, you're loving, you're compassionate, but you are self-sacrificing. So be aware of that, step away from it. Keep your heart open. Reorder this situation. Focus on what serves you the best and begin to move on from it. Doesn't mean you leave them, doesn't mean you stop loving them, but it's time to accept that they are who they are. And that doesn't reflect on who you are. And you need to focus on the people that you've manifested into your life, your friendships, to help you move forward and move into a more positive phase. This has been your reading. I hope it resonated. You got to feel into your own intuition for what you do here. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. I don't know you. It's not a one-to-one reading. It's a collective reading. So I don't get too specific. If it was an individual reading, we could go in deeper soul to soul. But I do think you're having a bit of a tough time at the minute. But I do think that time is going to pass. And I think that time is going to pass because of who you are. Because of the compassionate, loving, you know, heart open person that you are. And you focus on the people that you attracted into this physical life for you. And that's what's ahead. Anyway, hope it resonated. Please do leave a like or a comment, or even better yet, a follow. It really, really helps. And thank you so much for joining. See you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome, welcome. You chose the motivation card and that pretty pink crystal whose name escapes me, but I don't pretend to be a crystal expert, so that's okay. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the motivation card. I have a new desk set up. I'm only feeling one card from that deck. I have a new desk set up, which isn't leaving me a lot of space. I've moved offices, so since last I posted, which was a long time ago, a big card reading like this, or a pick a pile card reading like this. So I am working through getting this set up right. But what stopped me posting for so long is the worry about not doing things perfectly. And I have decided that I am no longer procrastinating over doing things perfectly. I'm just going to get on and do it, because you don't need perfect card placement to get your message from the reading. Okay, let's see what we got. So, here. Ooh, sorry. I went to put them away without pulling them, and we definitely want some tea leaves. Okay. There we go. Probably too many, but hey, that's what wanted to come. Oh God, he really wants to come too. Ah, here, we've loads. But anyway, tea leaves really can help build a picture. So, let's see what we got in terms of our tea leaves. Hang on. There are far too many of those cards for me to let them fall down the side of the desk. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Very good. Man, dealings or relationship with a man. I'm having to get a little bit creative. There's a lot of tea leaves here. Bull, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay. What do you think? No, I'm not going to say anything yet. I'm feeling like it's all about that man. But anyway, keep balance in your life. Scales. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Dark man. So we've got man coming up twice here. Dealings or relationship with a man with dark. Okay, so this is all about this man. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, paths opening up. And vine. Seek out information that will help you. Okay. Let's see what the cards, the oracle cards hold. Focus on your health. Let your fears dissolve. Take a reality check. Step into your power. Interesting. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Follow your heart rather than trying to make others happy, pretending there is no problem. Overanalyze the situation. Falling in love or the resurgence of a romantic relationship. Put that down there, you're not going to see it, so I'm going to tuck it under. Forgiveness and the ending of challenges. Release. Endings that lead to new beginnings. Oh, I've got a really strong feeling about this reading. How am I going to get that under there like that? I think it was obvious. It was obvious early on. Okay, there is a relationship here. Again, so collective reading, so hard to pinpoint. For many of you, this is a romantic relationship. And for the rest of you, this is just a relationship with a person in your life, a male in your life, but a close relationship. So I don't think this is Billy who sits 3 banks of desks away at work. This is probably friend, family member. For somebody, it's a really close friend's husband that's causing issues. So there is, for those of you, and for a lot of you, I feel like it's a definitely a romantic relationship. Or like I said, that really, really close relationship. It just is a close relationship with a male. I'm whittling on now. I don't want to just focus on the romance because there's definitely a demographic of you here that this is just somebody close in your life. This person is shadowing your life in a way that isn't in your greatest and highest good, is what it feels like to me. So I'm getting messages here about you being unwilling or able to make a decision. There was something somewhere about a reality check. Where was that? Anyway, I saw a reality check somewhere, and if I didn't, I'm hearing reality check. That you need a reality check. You know that this situation, that this person require balance and careful handling. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And then here it says that you do have deep personal strength and peace that assures success. So right now, you are allowing this situation to continue with this person. But you absolutely have the strength to change it. And actually, it's a sincere wish. And when I'm saying that, what I'm hearing is it's a wish that maybe you don't even realize you have at the minute. And this seek out information that will help you. I feel like that's inward questioning. And I think you're afraid, sitting in the comfort zone, like so many of us do. We're all, most of us are adverse to change. And sometimes it's easier to sit. You think it's easier to sit in what you think is your comfort zone, and actually there's nothing comfortable about the situation. It just happens to be the situation that you're in. So you're incorrectly deeming it to be a comfortable one. It isn't. It isn't. There is an imbalance. I'm reading here, keep balance. There's an imbalance in this relationship with this man and this dark colored man. So be that, complexion or hair is what it says here. It's one or the other. There's a man, even this guy has dark hair. It's definitely a dark haired man. And it's impacting you. This says focus on your health. because I've just heard in my ear worthiness. I think this person is not making you feel worthy in some way. And when you don't think you're worthy, you don't treat yourself properly in terms of your health and the decisions that you make. You really need to step in and analyze this relationship and have a really honest conversation with yourself. And actually, I've just felt a really strong urge that you need to talk to people in your life, other people in your life who love you deeply, and have an open and frank conversation. And I think you'll get information from there that will open your eyes up, or, you know, bring to the fore the realization that this relationship as it is isn't working for you. That's not me telling everybody on here, I'll get rid of this guy. This is a collective reading. All the situations are going to be slightly different, but the one commonality is that the situation as it stands is not in your greatest and highest good. So you either need to do something to reflect and to change the situation, or for some of you it is a matter of removing this person from your life. But what I am feeling, so obviously there's fears. Oh, there's the reality check. I knew I saw it somewhere. Step into your power. So here's power, personal strength. Do not back down. Show strength and fortitude. Was there something else? Anyway, you are strong. You can be strong. You will be strong in this situation. Then we move to new opportunities, possibilities, wishes being granted, falling in love, or a resurgence of a romantic relationship or a relationship. So here's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that this person is, you need to get rid of them. It could just be that an open and frank conversation or an open and frank look at the situation is what's needed to revitalize it. Because we do slip into roles in relationships, and sometimes being brave enough, and you have that strength and you have that bravery, is enough to make everybody involved take stock. We are all only human, including this dark-haired man. We are only human. And sometimes we can't see the wood from the trees, and that's the situation with you here. I think some of you cannot see the wood from the trees, although in your gut you know something needs to change. They're in the same situation in all likelihood, some of them. I do feel for one or two of you, though, this person knows exactly what they're doing. And that's where this conversation, wherever I got that from, but I definitely felt it strongly, this conversation with your loved ones, with people close to you who know the person, the people and the person and the circumstances involved, that's where they're going to prove vital. Not somebody reading cards on the internet. The purpose of this is for you to open up those conversations with the people around you who love you and who know the situation. And I think after those conversations, or that conversation, you'll feel a lot more clear on what the road ahead is for you. But the road ahead, take the action needed, and the road ahead is positive. So again, I started here with the falling in love. And here, endings that lead to new beginnings. So endings that lead to new beginnings. The need to release situations or people that hold you back, and personal transformation. I think there will be a very positive result from taking action in relation to this situation with this male. The action, only you know. There's been lots of guidance given here, and some of it is for you. So I hope it resonated. I hope it did. Good luck to you. I do feel like there is a positive outcome. All your actions are different for all of you listening, but I do think there is a positive outcome available to you all. So good luck. I hope it resonated. I hope you take the action needed for your own benefit, for your own balance, for the good of you, for your greatest and highest good. You deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you for listening. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, please comment, and please follow, subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.